Welcome to Guys Talk Knives. This is episode 147. We're almost to 150.
147, yes.
We're like a couple of weeks out from 150.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Just like our ages, we're getting there. Yeah.
That's right. Sometimes I just want to stare at TC and just make him uncomfortable.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Guys, this is Guys Talk Knives. We are not live at all. This is a taped version, but we are live chatting somewhere around here, over there, during this thing. So if you got questions, ask. We'll try to answer them in the live chat that happens in the future. That'll be Thursday that this show airs. We're brought to you by Smoky Mountain Knife Works, smkw.com, the world's largest knife store. That's TC. I'm Andy. Isaac's on the board. Melina's not there to answer your questions. There's the torture cam right there, but she is live chatting right now, so if you want to ask her something, do that right there. We got some cool stuff to look at.
We do.
Can you give me a rundown, though, on what you guys are working on video-wise, though, as far as...
Well, we just dropped our knife superstitions video.
Saw that. It was awesome.
We've got some...
You tortured Jason through it.
We did, and it was hilarious. It was a lot of fun.
I think he tortured you.
He did. Well, he tried to. But it was quite amusing, and Jason's really easy to play off of, and works great with anybody because he can talk to anybody. But we've also got a blade steel video that's going to be coming out.
Cool.
And we've also got a comparison video coming out on 3 affordable name brand knives.
Okay.
So knives that knife companies that make typically higher end knives, more expensive knives, but they're affordable offerings.
So something like a Spyderco Tenacious might fall in that range.
Exactly.
Nice.
And then we've also, what else have we got, Isaac? We've got. We've got a pumpkin carving video. 'Tis the season for pumpkin carving, and so we are gonna legitimately carve some pumpkins.
The motion that Isaac made was this. So they will be carving some pumpkins.
We've got a lot of knives here, and a lot of them can be used for pumpkin carving. And since this is the perfect season for that,
it is that time
coming up. Yeah.
Yep. So let's jump into these and see what we got here on the table. Jumping forward first to the CIVIVI Odium, if you want to grab it.
Yeah.
That's a nice little knife right there. It is a nice EDC. In fact, the Odium is based on a design by Ferrum Forge. They collaborated with CIVIVI and to make an affordable version of one of their knives. Why I cannot think of it at this moment off the top of my head, I have no idea, but I will try to stick that in the notes if we can get it into this video. That is a great little EDC, and you're talking about a knife that's only $52.70, brand new from CIVIVI, called the Odium.
That is fantastic.
Nice. Let's show it down here so you guys can take a look. Whoa, man, he went to 2 right at the right time, right as I threw it on the table. Look at it clash with my shirt, too. Isn't that fantastic?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to try this one, or do you want me to try
color
this
combination.
one?
Well, I can do this one.
Do it.
Like he said, this is a collaboration with Ferrum Forge. It features a 2.65-inch D2 drop point blade with a stonewash finish. It is 0.125 inches thick. It is a manual flipper with a thumb hole and ceramic ball bearings on that one. It's a liner lock, and it features orange G10 handles with an ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip. It is 3.54 inches closed and 6.19 inches overall.
And we struggle a little bit with this thumb hole, but what I'm going to point out to you guys, if you get this knife, get your thumbnail right down here in this end, and then it'll go, as I don't demonstrate right there.
Yeah.
My hand in a weird spot. But the flipper works great. The ceramic ball bearings are fantastic in this knife. And would you say this falls into a medium-sized EDC? What do you think?
Yeah, medium to small, and it weighs in at only 2.5 ounces with that G10 grip. So it's
super light.
Super light. I would say, yeah, medium, because it's going to be bigger than Kershaw, like Scallion or something like that.
It's definitely that.
It would be a medium, not a full size at all. So.
No, I think this falls into the lower end of a medium-sized knife. What I really like about this, though, and you can see it here, is how slim this handle is, but then how wide the blade is.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a nice little knife.
It's fantastic. And that action's great. I cannot flick it like you can. I don't, especially my finger is still healing. We went over that last week, and
he actually told us off air how it actually happened.
Yeah,
I won't tell on him, but it was great. We'll make him tell that story sometime.
It is very embarrassing, but you know what? stuff like that happens to all of us, I guess.
Is the back spacer matching or contrasting?
Matching.
It matches, and if you can see, it's actually an insert that sits in there between the steel liners. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way to the tip of that back, which is kind of nice too. So you're looking all the way, it almost encloses the blade in the channel, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
$52.70 on that knife from CIVIVI. That's the Odium. It's a partnership or a collaboration with Ferrum Forge. Just a nice little knife. Really lets you choke up on it. I like the jimping on the top of the spine.
Yeah.
Lets you get some good push cuts out of that. Fun little knife. We have that in like 2 or 3 different colors, and I think I stuck the link in there so that you can find that as well on this video.
Very nice.
CIVIVI Odium. Moving along. They call this one a tank, and they are not wrong.
And it is. It is.
So in case you guys didn't notice on the site, we've got the Viper knives in now. We have a bunch of different knives from Viper. They make fixed blades. They make folders. We're going to show you a fixed blade in this show, and I think in the show that we did Tuesday, we showed you a folding knife. The one that hasn't happened, the show that hasn't happened yet.
Right.
Yes, the one that happened, yes.
Well, when they see this, it will have already happened.
Do we mess up the time continuum if we do this? Will part of my hand start disappearing if we say this wrong?
Only if we get up to 88 miles an hour.
I wanted to do the dock line so bad. It was coming. It was right there. That's a tank. That is the Viper tank. Literally, that is the name of this knife. That is a Viper tank, and it is a beast of a knife. Flip it sideways so they can see how thick that thing is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is hugely, hugely thick. Let me hold it over here, and I will run through this one really quick and tell you what's on this particular knife. Look at that. I'm making my notes get out of the way. Fantastic. So, it's all just a little game here on this show. Okay, so the Viper tank features a 6.125-inch D2 drop point blade. Look at that thing. Look at it. Stonewash finish. Stonewash finish. This thing is almost 1/4 of an inch thick at 0.23 inches thick. It is a full tang construction knife, all the way tip to point, or butt to point. Fantastic on that. I like these cotton canvas Micarta handles. You don't see a lot of cotton canvas, so it is a very different look, and it has a nice, and almost a soft feel to it.
Yeah, it really does.
Touch, almost the feel
of cotton?
Yes. It's the fabric of our lives.
I don't know if Isaac's old enough to remember that ad campaign, but I definitely am.
11.25 inches overall. This thing weighs in at almost a pound, guys. It's 15.17 ounces, and it includes a great sheath, man. This is a MOLLE compatible ballistic nylon sheath. You can see the extra MOLLE straps right there and the under straps right there. You can strap this to almost anything. Put that MOLLE vest on your dog and let it carry your tank around. If it's Chihuahua, you better walk slow because it's going to just stumble around wherever it needs to go right there.
My poor little Jack Russell, I don't think would be able to handle that.
This is just a beast of a knife. Did you catch the lashing holes that are right here?
That's really cool.
And then you have the lanyard hole on the back, triple rivets, so you can pop those off if you needed to. Looks like
rivets or screws?
Screws. Sorry, yeah.
No, it's important to them.
Here, go stab her with the tank.
I'm trying to. You mentioned how soft. It's almost like I don't want to say velvet, but like a velour.
It does feel a little bit like velvet.
Yeah. It's got a really cool
velour.
Velour.
I'm gonna make a velour knife. It's gonna happen.
Make it purple
this
with
is
like
my
a gold
velvet Viper right here.
Make it purple handle with like a gold finish blade.
Anodized gold blades. Velvet handles.
That's exactly what needs to be in like a
Pimp My Knife
Mike Myers movie.
That is a beast, and I think you're definitely not going to use this as the pimp knife. It's just not going to happen. This is a bushcrafting knife and a half.
Yes, it is. And like you
could
said,
beat the tar out of that knife.
Almost 1/4 of an inch thick. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Up near the where the blade meets the handles, is that recessed so that it scoops down like a pinch grip? Or is it just kind of chopped?
It is and it isn't. Okay, it is. So let's go down here again. Let's go to.
Yeah.
So you can see she's pointing out that we're missing things on this knife. She's just doing it subtly with big eyes from the torture cam. So this right here is a cutout, but then this also pinches towards, so if you needed to do a pinch grip and put your index finger and your thumb into those slots, and that's really hard to see right there. You could do that if you needed to. If you're mincing your onions by the campfire, you just get that pinch grip right on there. Well, I beat the firewood with it, and then I made onions for the hot dogs. They were good. I've said a million times I want to do the whole show exactly like that.
Absolutely.
I like that finger choil right there.
It fits great.
That's just a beast of a knife. You could just knock somebody out with the handle and not even have to stab them.
You can almost get a two-handed grip on it too. Like,
you have to make that noise when you go to and
you have to dub yourself.
You do, right? That's nice though. I like it. $185, $184.99. This is part of a whole bunch of different Viper knives that show up on the site right now. Comes with that great sheath. I dig this thing. I did not realize it was going to be this big until
That is a very heavy-duty sheath to go with a very heavy-duty knife.
You need it.
It absolutely is.
This is in my weight loss program. I just carry the Viper tank. Gonna go hiking. Okay, so we got something cool here too. Fox knives. Fox knives are made in Italy. I picked this one because it just stood out to me, and I knew you were going to be on the show. Got the horses, got the leather. This is the Nuragus, and it is made from cattle horn.
Yes.
That is kind of awesome right there. It's not a non-locking folder. It is a slip joint, but this is basically like a traditional European style cattle knife.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's so classy.
I can show this down here. We'll do this right here. Here, hit this one. You do this one.
All right.
We'll trade off on these.
Now this one is going to feature a 4-inch 420HC clip point blade with a satin finish. It is 0.09 inches thick.
Right.
It is a slip joint. The handles are, like you said, genuine cattle horn, and they feature stainless steel pins in those.
Right.
And it is 4.75 inches closed.
This is an interesting size closed too. So 4.75, you're talking about over the size of a standard trapper. You're talking about almost a hunter pattern is about this size.
Yeah.
But that is a full-size knife there as it's closed. And then when you get this whole thing, did it have an open size?
It is 8.75 inches overall.
That's a full-size knife right there.
Absolutely.
So I think Viking chalice when I see this here.
Yeah.
Powder horn. I mean, that's really what it was. So you mean a powder horn, the traditional powder horn for a long rifle musket would have been made out of cattle horn or goat horn or whatever else you get your hands on. But that's exactly what this is. That is not plastic. That is genuine horn. I think this is just a very different knife. What do you think about this thing?
I like it. It's old school, but it's classy, and it's while being old school, it's something different. It's very different and very unique.
Neat there that I keep seeing is the belly on that clip point. You usually don't see a big fat belly on a clip point. It's just very different.
That is
made in Italy. It's a Nuragus.
That's
not
beautiful.
To be confused with Naugahyde.
Not
How many Nuragas had to die to get that thing?
What does Naugahyde come from?
From some angles, it looks like that belly actually has a serrate.
It does not. It does not have a point to it. It's just a long, wide belly to it. She was talking about like if you have a tanto, you have the one corner, and who was it that said that?
Somebody from CRKT.
No, it was whatchamacallit.
Was it Burnley?
Yes, it was Lucas Burnley claims that there is a serrate in a tanto. So you have a serration, which are many. This is a serrate. So he treats that point like a serration. So in other words, you use the point to open boxes without digging inside.
Okay.
So instead of sawing with your one serrate can dip in and just go through it.
Okay.
But that belly would work the same on anything like that as well. I just think that's a very different knife, and you're talking about a knife that's $35.99.
That's fantastic.
Nice traditional slip joint.
The craftsmanship is good, and like I said, it's so unique. It's so different, but it's still classic and classy all at the same time.
It'd be an interesting gift for somebody for Christmas.
Yeah.
Somebody who collects slip joints for sure. Up next, it's the Barbosa. You better start believing in ghost stories.
We'll sail to the end of the world.
I thought when I picked this one up that it was going to be in that budget end of Kaiser. It's not really. It's a $70 knife, and that's because it's got VG10 in it. But you're talking about a decent sized EDC. Nice jimping here. Nice choil in the handle. Very different looking, but this is the Kaiser Barbosa. And I guess I'll hit this one as well since we're trading off. We'll hit you with the last one. I'm going to make you do the hard one. No, do this one because I'm going to talk about that powdered steel, and I know you don't want to.
All right, this Kaiser Barbosa features a 3-inch VG10 drop point blade with a satin finish. It is 0.11 inches thick. It is a manual flipper.
Yep.
It's a liner lock, has OD green G10 handles with a reversible tip up or tip down pocket clip
Right there.
and a lanyard hole. So that's a 4-way pocket clip, right?
I don't believe it is a 4-way. It is just reversible, but it's not. So you can choose your orientation on this knife.
Gotcha.
It's still a righty all the way, but it is up or down your choice on this particular Barbosa.
It is going to be 4 inches closed
Ding, 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 ding.
and 7 inches overall, and it weighs in at 3.07 ounces. You know what, you were talking about this being not necessarily in the budget end of Kaiser, but still at $70 for a VG10 blade.
And that's why it ends up at that price point.
I feel like it competes with much more expensive offerings.
It does.
I feel like that's really along the lines of,
I'll tell on you, when you picked this one up, this is the one you went, ooh.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that action is gorgeous. And at $70, I can't think of one right off the top of my head, but I feel like it competes with knives that are in the 150 to 200 range.
Yeah, a little bit. I would agree with that.
It's a great weight. It's a great size. The action's phenomenal.
$70 at smkw.com.
For a VG10 blade.
We've picked up a lot of different Kaisers this year, so go have a look in that section because they're doing some really cool stuff for EDC.
Yeah.
Some very, very nice knives out there. Excuse me. Being attacked by the Rona. Last but not least, we had a CJRB RIA on the show recently. And that was a $25 knife, 25 or 26, I can't remember. And then suddenly you guys found on our site that we had one that's $42.99. You're like, why is that same CJRB RIA $42.99? It cannot be the most expensive green micarta on the planet. It's because this is the first offering from Artisan. CJRB is part of Artisan. This is the first Artisan offering of their brand new budget line powdered steel, which is called AR RPM 9. Let me show you this knife. We showed it a couple weeks ago. I love this thing, by the way. It's the fidget spinner knife of all time right here. This is the CJRB RIA. Here's what I would compare this to if you're out there. This is a CEO on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fat CEO.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those out there, right? And I'll hit the features here, and we'll talk a little bit more about the steel in just a second because Melina's over there chomping at the bit. It is a 2.95-inch AR RPM 9 proprietary powdered steel drop point blade with a satin finish. It's slicey at 0.1 inches thick. This is a manual opener with a thumb stud. It is not ambidextrous thumb studs. You can see that right there as we go through. It does have ceramic ball bearings. These are OD green micarta handles. That's on both sides of this particular knife. And it does have the tip-up removable but not reversible pocket clip. So it is a liner lock as well with stainless steel liners. And it does have that hidden lanyard hole in the spacer right there.
I like that.
I think that's a great touch on this knife. Now, Melina's going to hit us with this. Tell us about this powdered steel.
So they wanted to have a powdered steel that was still budget friendly and stainless, and it functions somewhat like a combination of 14C28, which I think is your Mora knives, and your other Sandvik knives, steel, and D2. What they ended up with was a steel that is stainless, holds an edge well, and takes an edge easily. And I have the composition of it too.
Wow.
Because like 25% of our audience might be interested in the composition.
I am.
It has 0.9% carbon, so it's a high carbon steel. 18% chromium, which is your stain resistance. 1% molybdenum. Yeah, I said it.
You.
I said it. 0.5% manganese. I can't say that.
Manganese?
Manganese.
Yes, thank you. 0.1% vanadium, 0.3% cobalt, between 0.2 and 0.8 silicon, and less than 4% nickel, and the rest is rare earth, which is just
Right.
the offshoot of the manufacturing process,
Yeah.
and that's less than 0.05%.
So in essence, what you're getting here is somebody doing a powdered steel, a proprietary powdered steel, and putting it in one of their models and making that more budget friendly. Do you have a little bit better steel than you would?
Yes.
I think the
Oh,
original
paper
is
test.
D2.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what?
As I just did that one. It doesn't get much better than that, right?
I gotta be honest.
Especially for a little slicey knife. That's my fault.
Russell
That's fantastic.
from Artisan said that instead of sometimes, with your powdered steels, they'll sometimes chip. That one will roll before it chips.
Oh, that's great news right
That's
there.
fantastic.
I'm
Yeah.
with you.
And I got to be honest. I'm now hearing all of that. I didn't know much about it. So, being a steel nerd like I am, I think I'm going to have to get one of these and.
I
put it
really
to the
want one of
test.
those in a bad way, mainly because the action is superb, just like the CEO is.
Yeah.
It, to me, is one of those that is fidget friendly. I mean, it just truly is. But you're talking about a powdered steel at $42.99. I expect to see, based on how people react to this, and probably based on the amount of RPM 9 that they have probably had to buy, we're probably going to see a lot of that coming
Yeah.
forward from CJRB and Artisan in the near future.
And I'm going to be. I think I'm going to have to go get this like today and start putting it to the test because I want to see how this thing stacks up, and I want to see because that sounds fantastic. You can't beat that. That's just phenomenal. And I want to see like how easy it is to sharpen.
That's the real question, I think,
Yeah.
too, is how easy is it to keep that edge?
It's clearly sharp
I mean,
already.
it's going to keep the edge well, but how is it to get it sharp again? That's the deal
Yeah.
with S35, right?
Exactly.
S35, you've got it nice and sharp, you've got the really nice edge, and then it stays forever.
Yeah.
Then it dulls.
Yeah.
Getting that edge back is not the easiest thing on
And
the
you
planet.
really got to know what you're doing.
Yes.
Or you can do some serious damage to it. And it takes a lot of patience and a lot of time. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Are you doing a Molina's pick on this one? Or
Yes.
on the live?
No.
Okay,
But
so.
first, look in the camera
Uh-huh.
and tell Russell to send me a Rhea so that we can mess with it.
Oh, Russell, send Molina a Rhea so that we can mess with it. Did you hear me, Russell? I have to live with this woman, so
Thank you.
make it happen, or I'll be in the doghouse.
Yes.
Okay, so from time to time on the show, we do what's called a Molina's pick. She has picked something out of the showroom that we don't know what it is. She's going to give it to us. We're going to play with it and see if we know what it is or have ever held it. Blah, blah.
If you don't know what this is, we're going to the doctor.
Okay.
uh-oh.
Oh, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Is it in? For real?
Yes, it's in. It'll be up by the end of the week.
Highland Cleaver, yes?
Yes.
Highland Cleaver. So we did a Highland lock back. This is the Rough Rider. This is brand new. This is, guys, if you saw what was that one called? The Cattleman's. So this knife took all of the joy of the Highland, the Micarta, or the G10 Micarta handles and the inlay and that kind of stuff, and took that Cattleman's knife that had a hawk bill on it that we designed a long time ago, took the handle from it and added the cleaver blade to it. It is a lockback. That's nice.
That is awesome.
Did you know what
That
the
is-
price is on it since we put it on here?
It's like $20, I think.
That's fantastic.
That's a fat little knife, is it
I
not?
love it.
I wonder if we can, I know it's a lockback, I wonder if we can beat the detente with the Jason sling right here. Oh, we
Yes.
can. See, it didn't lock completely up, but it is not designed to do that way, just saying. That's the Jason move. I will point out that it does come with a pocket clip on the back. Removable if you need to, so fantastic right here. Let's
That's
show it down
awesome.
here on two.
That's awesome.
That's my bad.
And
I
a
said
lanyard
just
hole.
holler at me next time I
That's
don't
a-
do that.
That's a great conversation starter right there. Like you
I
pull
like
that
this.
out, and people are gonna want to ask
You
questions.
can chop whatever you want with this thing. Nice lockback on it. I love the handles. I love the insert spacers on it. Yeah, this one's been in the works for,
At
good
least
Lord,
a year.
a year and a half at this point. So,
Wow.
If you can't really see it on camera, but the G10 is just a tiny bit different.
oh yeah, It is a tiny bit different. It almost has a wood grain to it. It's nice. The
I'll take
red
some
spacer
pictures.
is a little bit different too.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures of it and show the detail work.
Let me show you what it looks like closed, guys.
I
It's a
like
lot
that red
nicer.
inlay.
Forget it. There you go. That is the Rough Rider Highland Cleaver. Golly, it's always weird because what ends up happening is I do these. It does like a year and a half, 2 years, and I forget
You
that
forget
they exist.
that they exist, yeah.
And then here they are, match strike pole. Nice. She kept that a secret from me completely.
I did.
She really did. She knew I'd live. I'll actually let you hold it and touch it there for a minute if you want to.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That is.
You're probably talking 440A stainless steel blade,
Mirror polish.
mirror polish, match strike poles, lock back, brass liners, nickel silver pins. It looks like nickel silver slant R bolsters. Nice stuff. Good Molina's pick. Proud of you. Yay.
That's a good one.
Fun stuff. I'm gonna get bet too that it's under 20 bucks.
Yeah. I didn't look, but I'm almost positive it's under 20.
Don't do that. Keith, that is part of the SMKW Army, will be shaving with that next week. We had a was it the marbles cleaver?
It was the cleaver fixed blade.
Oh yeah, he shaved with it for real.
Yeah.
He did it. Didn't feel
Wow.
good, but he did it. What else we got? Anything else you want to add to this thing?
No.
Isaac, anything else you want to pander to? Do about? Talk about those hot pants you're wearing today?
We got a series coming up.
Kitchen series
Yes.
coming up. That's going to be cool. I heard you guys sweated it out and made a GoPro almost die the other day.
We did. We put it to the test.
That should be fun. They're going to demonstrate some kitchen knives that we carry, and they're doing it with a real chef, which is kind of awesome. I bet they ate well. Did you eat well while you were there?
Yes, we did. It was
I'm
fantastic.
jealous of that. Though Isaac did invite me, and I had other things I had to do, like edit 4,000 get to the point videos, but we did it anyhow.
You could have brought
That's coming up.
leftovers.
You could have brought leftovers. There's a buffet rule
Here
here.
we have. There wasn't any leftovers.
There was none. No leftovers
We
whatsoever.
ate it all.
Guys, let me remind you that we are brought to you by Smoky Mountain Knife Works, smkw.com, the world's largest knife store. Come visit us in the retail showroom. 108,000 square feet of amazingness happening out there. I promise, build in some time. You're going to spend a couple hours out there at least. We have everything from all kinds of knives you can think of. Fantasy swords, even fantasy daggers that get you in the most awkward of positions. All this stuff you saw on the show today is out there as well. We're talking about outdoor gear, apparel. We're building a new section into the store. Can't wait to show you that when it comes out. And I'm sure it'll be him showing you. So I'm just going to volunteer him to do it anyway when the new section gets all put up. Christmas is coming, guys. Guys, take advantage of all of that. But come up and see us. I-40 exit 407, about 3 miles off the exit. Look for the big blue roof. You cannot miss the building. smkw.com is open and running. I'm going to drop a little hint here. If you have paid attention to what's going on the website right now, today, you might have noticed something different. I'm not going to tell about it yet. We'll talk about it on Tuesday next week. Anything else you want to add to this, my friend?
Not that I can think of. I was actually going to piggyback on the new stuff coming to the store, the changes, the facelift in the store. So
Yeah.
that's a reason for, even if you've been here recently,
You see
come
the
back,
construction
because
yeah.
and the vandalism that I did, it's still there.
A video for another time.
It was coming a lot sooner when we.
Yeah, right.
Coming soon.
Soon-ish. Follow us on Facebook. Join the Facebook Army, guys. The SMKW Army on Facebook is a big group of over 5,000 people. You guys are doing a great job in there, talking to each other about what's fun, what's hot, and what you like in knives, and showing pictures of your own knives. That's always kind of cool. Jump on Instagram, follow us there. Make sure that you are following the story. So like the knife superstition video that I put up yesterday, put the little story link. You can go right to it and watch TC and Jason talk about all kinds of really cool knife superstitions from around the world. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need you. We're growing that. It's happening. All kinds of good content from Isaac and TC dropping in there all the time now, as well as all our partnerships with people like Essie and the Chefs.
Absolutely.
And that kind of thing. So do that on YouTube. And if you want to, do Twitter. I mean, I don't really care about Twitter, but if you want to, we do that as well. Isaac has been running the board. Molina has been reminding us of all great things that we're supposed to talk about when we actually show a knife. That is TC Barnett. I'm Andy Armstrong, and we will catch you next time. Take it easy, guys.
Bye, guys.